I made a new show that hopefully you'll watch or have watched already. I'm working on it. It's called Keyboard Warrior. That's what the show is called. It's kind of like a play on that term where those people, like the idea of a keyboard warrior is somebody that's, really aggressive through internet comments, because they're a keyboard warrior, and they're just making all these comments. But if you met them in real life, they'd probably be a pushover or wouldn't stand behind all their convictions they say out of sight unseen just on the keyboard. So I'm playing with that term, but I'm using the idea of a fighting game of like an old, classic arcade sort of Street Fighter style fighting game, and I'm purchasing 2 different keyboards and putting them up head to head against each other and just kind of recording like the unboxing of it, the kind of showing the actual keyboard, mechanical keyboards, and then the last piece of it. So there's like 3 rounds really, but there's a 4th round which I'll explain in a second. But the 3 rounds are: first round is unboxing, second round is showing the actual keyboard and what it does and like the features in a sense of the keyboard, and the 3rd round is the sound, which is really like become this kind of cultural phenomenon of listening to the ASMR aspect of keyboards and how they sound, the switches they use inside of them, and like the keycaps and how it all sounds. So put those 2 sounds head to head to each other. And then the 4th round is just trying to inspire you to vote and decide based on what you saw who won. I was thinking at first to try to make an assessment and do some kind of like power meter where when certain things happen, but I couldn't really figure that out because like in a typical fighting games, the meter goes down, but this would be the meter going up or something. So I was like, I'm not going to even do any personal judgment. I'm just going to share the keyboards and see if I can get people inspired. And hopefully the gimmick of the show, this fighting kind of idea and the sound effects and the music kind of gets like people go like, oh, that's fun, and they like the gimmick and they want to interact with it. So the first video's only gotten up to 100 views. So hopefully, my new term I'm saying is called the algoriver. So algorithm, but river, because I visualize this idea of like YouTube and content, especially on YouTube. There's like this river flowing where all the content that people are engaging with are in, and there's a lot of us creators that are on the bank of the river trying to get their content to get pushed into that river so that people will engage with it and see it and interact with it. And so I call it the algo river. So the algorithm river, the algo river. And like, to me, I have this visualization too, like the bank of the river is just muddy. So it's really hard. Like if you're trying to push the boat or whatever into the river, it's like you're trying to slog through mud and trying to get into that river. And so hopefully this video boat of Keyboard Warrior will eventually get pushed into that river and take off, and I'll get 100,000 views and interactions, because I'm giving away. My goal is to give away the keyboards, because I don't want them just to be piling up here, especially if I'm still going to be traveling and moving. So the interaction with the videos will inspire who wins, and basically someone in the comments, but I'm requiring a minimum amount of engagement. Like I don't want 2 people to engage and be like, okay, you won. It's like, so the minimum amount of engagement for the video at this point is 100 comments and 100 likes. So both things need to happen: 100 comments and 100 likes. So hopefully we can get to that point where that amount of engagement at least minimum happens, and then I'll just pick maybe the best comments, or I'll just pick 2 people from the comments, and they'll win the keyboard, and that'll be happening. And I've already bought the 1 keyboard for the next round. This is going to be one of the keyboards in the next round that we're going to be doing. So I have to I'm going to probably film the unboxing part of that keyboard, and then when I get paid again or something, I'll buy another one. I'm trying to keep them. 2 things about the show that I'm trying to do is, one thing is I'm not just there's a lot of videos about the cheapest mechanical keyboards. this is the cheapest, creamiest mechanical keyboard. And I'm not trying to go after the cheapest. Like my base price for any of these is like, I don't even look at it if it's less than $100. Like the keyboard is going to be more than $100 because part of it is like, I want to tap into that people that can't afford those things and want. It's kind of like MKBHD. It's like he reviews a lot of stuff that most people are never gonna afford, but it's like and so it's kind of that idea. It's like, let me review the stuff that so people can kind of have this kind of I don't know, experience by association or whatever. There's another word I'm looking for. Like have that kind of just, oh, that was good. Like, and so there are some keyboards that, I mean, get up to like $500 or more. And I hope if the show can generate some revenue, I can buy those keyboards as well. So I'd put so it'd be like $1,000 for like one show, like two $500 keyboards. So I try to keep them within the range, like basically between $100 and $200, those keyboards will go head to head. If I buy two keyboards that are between $200 and $300, so I keep the keyboards in the similar price ranges. And right now we're starting with the kind of the $100 to $200 price range, and hopefully, and then the goal would be, it generates some interest and people watch, and so like I make the money back by the ad monetization on YouTube, and maybe eventually if the show can grow to a point where keyboard, maybe manufacturers will send me keyboards and then I could do this, because I like the idea that I'm not placing any value on them. I'm just showing what they are, and then the audience decides whether or not they're good or not. So that's what I like. And so I would be willing to, like, any keyboard. I could be sent any keyboard. And so it's like the question then is like, Zim, you've been doing art, you've been doing gaming. Where'd this keyboard thing come from? I love tech, period. I'm a tech head. I just don't worry too much about always being on the cutting edge of it. I'm just like not about that life totally. And the ASMR aspect, like the sound, like I've been into keyboard. Like the keyboard that I've been using is a mechanical keyboard from Apple, like the old, iMac or whatever, Apple keyboard from a while ago. That's the one that I kind of use right now mainly. And I just got into it a few years ago, and that's like, I've never really had a place to access it. Like I follow a few people on like Twitch and other places that build keyboards, and I've just been slowly learning about it. And so over the last, like a month ago or 2 months ago, I was just like, I want to get into this. I want to get into this. So this is how I'm getting into it, is trying to make this little show called Keyboard Warrior about keyboards, and hopefully people will be interested in it too. All right, that's it, my friends. Thanks for watching. I'm the Zim. This is the Zim video. If you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you or add them to the next show. But there we are. As always, be loving, kind, and patient. Peace, my friends.